How you doing, YouTube? This is Gunnery Sergeant 67 bringing you another YouTube video. Today's YouTube video is going to be on bug out bags. What's the most critical piece of gear? Alright, YouTube, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so there are tons of videos about bug out bags on YouTube. Everything on what type of bug out bag to go ahead and buy, what type of equipment to go ahead and put in, or items to put into your bug out bag, what type of personal protective items that you need during a bug out, how to do a bug out, when to do a bug out, everything that you can think of about bugging out in a bug out bag is on YouTube to go ahead and watch and learn and to pull things and take away from it. Positive things. But today we're going to kind of go down a different road. We're going to look at what is the most important things that are in a bug out bag. All right. So the most important thing when it comes to your bug out bag actually doesn't even go in your bug out bag. It's your knowledge. Your knowledge is the most important thing when it comes to your bug out bag. And what I mean by that is if you do not have the knowledge to utilize the equipment and the items in that bug out bag, then, and the experience in utilizing that equipment, then all of those items and all of that equipment is completely useless. You can have a ferro rod and sit down there and try to start a fire with a ferro rod. But if you don't have the experience and you don't have the knowledge that you need to go ahead and start out with really small kindling, make feather sticks, go ahead and get pine sap, go ahead and get freaking dry grass, things like that, or some type of ignition source that is very combustible, and then you add your bigger kindling, and then you can go ahead and add bigger branches, and then from there logs, split logs, then you're not going to be able to start a fire. Even if you have a lighter and you have wet conditions, if you don't have the knowledge on how to go ahead and process that wood to get to the dry wood that'll ignite, then that ferro rod, that lighter is useless. So your knowledge is the most important thing when it comes to your bug out bag. I can go ahead and cite many stories that have been told over the years in regards to how people have survived in extreme situations or in bug out situations by not the equipment that they have, but the knowledge that they have. Individuals that have been marooned on a desert island, the knowledge that they had on how to collect rainwater, how to make fire, how to go ahead and desalinize water, how to go ahead and hunt and fish and process that game, how to create some type of thermal regulation so they don't go into hyperthermia or hypothermia. It is all about these stories that come back to these people surviving by their knowledge. All right. So the second most important thing about your bug out bag is, again, it's not something that goes in your bag, is your body, your physical fitness. Like I said before, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of videos about bugging out, about bug out bag, about bug out equipment, about bug out strategy, but hardly none of them talk about the second most important thing about your bug out bag, and that is your body, your physical fitness. This bag right in front of you is 47 pounds. That is with all of the equipment inside, and that is with a 100-ounce Camelback and a 32-ounce water bottle that's right there on the side. 47 pounds. And it doesn't sound heavy, but when you throw that on your back and you have to go ahead and ruck or hump a great distance to get to your bug out location or get to a safe place, that's easier said than done. And it's going to take a specific level of physical fitness to accomplish that. This bag, I went ahead and rucked numerous times. I am very comfortable with it. I have set it up to where it causes me no discomfort. And I've actually went ahead and taken this and humped halfway to, or rucked halfway to, my bug out location. The full distance of my bug out location is 24 miles away from my my residency, and I went ahead and done a ruck all the way up to 12 miles. I felt really, really good afterwards. I could have continued, but unfortunately, life happens. I ran out of time, got a honey-do list, and I got work. So hopefully sometime this winter, I can go ahead and complete that 24-mile ruck with all the equipment that you see in front of you, this bug out bag. And I'm not going to be able to hike around with my AR-15. I'll probably put the pistol inside the pack. That way I can at least account for the weight, but I won't be able to go hiking around in my where I live with my AR-15. I'll wind up having the police sit down and stop me, asking me what I'm doing. And I don't want to go down that route. So, but anyways, your body and your physical fitness. Again, if you cannot physically hike or ruck or hump with this pack and all the other equipment that you're going to be taking with you, then this is useless. If you do not have the physical capability to make that forced march, then all the equipment is for nothing. It's useless. You might as well bug in. And it's not just rucking with this either. You need to be able to go ahead and also be able to physically protect yourself too. And that takes a lot of exertion. Anybody that's been in combat sports, boxing, Muay Thai, karate, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you've competed, you know that just getting in there and fending off an individual trying to do you harm takes a lot of physical fitness to go ahead and do it successfully. So you need to be able to do that as well. Not only to go ahead and hike, ruck, hump, whatever you want to call it, but also have the physical fitness and the strength, if you have to, while you're rucking, humping, hiking, to get to your bug out location to possibly fend people off. So you need to constantly ensure that your physical fitness is up to par in order to bug out. All right. The third most critical piece of equipment when it comes to your bug out bags is going to be the equipment that is going to fulfill or help you to fulfill your basic needs. Your air, food, water, thermal regulation, and personal security. Think of your rules of threes. And what I mean by that is, if I am up in some of the northern states, like let's pick Alaska, it's the middle of winter, the things that are going to go ahead and be the most important to you are going to be the things that probably aid you in regulating your body temperature, i.e. the ability to make fire. In Alaska, you've also got some very, very big animals up there, some predators. You've got polar bears, you've got grizzly bears, you've got moose, you've got caribou, wolves, wolverines, all of these things. So your firearms will come into play not only to protect yourself from the four-legged predators, but also the two-legged predators. And also, they'll aid you also with thermal regulation. When you eat, your body, it aids your body in regulating your internal core temperature as well. So your ability to procure wild game is also there. If you're in a state like I am, in Florida, it's not as cold, but you can still succumb to the elements because it rains a lot here. Right now, it is October 19th. It's starting to cool down. So if it starts raining and you're out there rucking, you can go ahead and get hyperthermia pretty easily. So you want to make sure that you have a poncho to keep the rain off of you. Preferably not just a poncho, but rain gear, Gore-Tex top and bottom, which is probably some of the best rain gear you're going to get. This will keep you from getting cold. This will keep you from getting wet, and you won't go into hyperthermia. So that's what I mean by the equipment that's going to fulfill or help you fulfill your basic needs. If you're in a desert, the water that you bring with you is going to be the most critical freaking piece of equipment or sustenance you're going to bring, because you're going to need that water to stay hydrated. If not, you're going to dehydrate and die. Just think of your rule of threes. It is always going to be environmentally dependent and situational dependent. So just to go ahead and review, bug out bags, what's the most critical pieces of gear? Number one is your knowledge. Number two, your body, physical fitness. And number three, the equipment that is going to fulfill or help you fulfill your basic needs: air, food, water, thermoregulation, and personal security. If you can go ahead and accomplish all three of those things, then I would be able to honestly say that just about any type of bug out situation, you will fare well if you can go ahead and check the box on all three of those things. All right, YouTube, that's about it for today. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you like this content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. In the comments below, let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know, have I hit the nail on the head? Do you think that there are more important things that I left out? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. Let's go ahead and have a discussion about it. All right, YouTube, this is Gunnery Sergeant 67. I'm out.